America, a country with some of the most brutal criminals in the world. And fighting back are some of the world's toughest cops. Yeah, he's round the back. I had a shot in there. It's a job where murder, drug wars and gun crime are part of everyday life. A job where doing your duty could cost you your life.
They're running! Cut! We got one!
Now I'm joining some of these cops on the front line in the battle against the bad guys. We got him.
Yeah.
For 4 weeks, I've travelled across America, going to 4 cities, rolling with some of the country's toughest cops. I've experienced what it's like going on a SWAT raid in Laredo. Go on, boys!
There he is, there's one there! There's one there!
I've discovered teenage gunmen roaming the streets in New Orleans.
You know you shouldn't be having a gun at 16, huh?
I've trained with the SWAT team in Baltimore. We got him.
Yeah.
And I've patrolled with the notorious gang unit in Los Angeles. I've tasted their highs and felt their lows, and even taken them on in the ring to earn my place in the patrol car. It's been an emotional journey where I've embedded myself with the cops, trying to understand what it takes to do this job, day in, day out.
Sooner or later, they'll end up getting caught.
This is my story as I walk the beat with America's toughest cops. In each of the cities I went to, I learned how dangerous it was for the cops on patrol to do their job. Facing down gun-wielding criminals when we stepped out of the car was always tense for me. But I also got to go out with the highly trained cops in each city, the people who the beat cops bring in when they need backup. SWAT, or special weapons and tactics, are who the cops call when the going gets really tough. I went to the SWAT training ground in Baltimore to speak to the boys and to find out what it takes to become an elite cop. Officer Zach Wine shows me through some of their arsenal.
Standard handgun, 40 caliber. We carry our handgun. We have lights on the front. This is a 20-inch shotgun. If you hold them up,
20 gauge?
20-inch.
Yeah.
They're all 12 gauges, but you can see by the barrel length that you can shoot a little further, a little more distance with this. But as far as like an entry weapon, this is a 14-inch. You see how much shorter it is? So when you're going in a house, it's much easier to swing through hallways, but it's going to spread a lot quicker. This is a G36. It fires 223 rounds. There's the magazine for it. Holds 30. It's
Plastic, huh?
Great sound, that, huh? The Sarge then said I could have a go on the range with the SWAT issue machine gun.
Just take this over your left shoulder and around your head. There you go. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm sure you've handled a weapon before, so just like that. You have your aim point here.
Yeah.
One click down, semi-automatic. So you pull the trigger, it'll just fire one round.
Right.
Both click down. So if you go all the way down,
Yeah.
if you pull the trigger, you hold the trigger back, it'll discharge until you're out of ammo. Okay. Keep that red dot right in the center of his chest and just pull back nice and slow. And hold the trigger back. That's it. That's it.
Now the Sarge lets me see how deadly this weapon really is.
All right, so go fully automatic, all the way down. 1, 2. Just hold it to the rear and let it ride, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Whoa!
There you go. There you go. Weapon on safe. There you go. Okay, good. Okay. There you go.
Thanks.
You're very welcome.
That's a nice little rush, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
something, isn't it?
we got him anyway.
Yeah. Did you? Very good.
That's it. There's the. That's where he said I had to get inside. So there's one out there, but he got it there, and then this was the semi. Look, one right there.
It's all very well firing at paper targets, but what if I was faced with the real thing? After one day on the training ground, I felt I could handle myself if it got a bit messy. But unfortunately, they wouldn't let me loose with a gun just yet. In Laredo, Texas, on the border with Mexico, we receive a call that the SWAT team were going to raid a home of a jailed pistolero gang member. I felt ready, but didn't realise how close to the action I was going to get. The pistoleros control the gun smuggling in Laredo. The police jailed one of its leaders in 2006, Roy Mendoza. They now have a warrant to search his family home for drugs and weapons. Mendoza's son is thought to be living there, although he has no previous convictions. This is Joaquin Romero, the leader of the entry team. He's 31 with 8 years service under his belt.
When you get there, you're going to give him a chance to come out, or you're just going in?
No, we're just going hard. Me and my team, we're gonna tear the gate down, and then after that, everybody's gonna make entry through the hole that we make. And then there's no warning.
No warning, just bam.
No, yeah, that gives them a chance to get anything that they might have ready. So this is like a hard entry.
The real thing, man.
So he's just told me that they're basically going to go straight in, no negotiations. They've just set up and go in the front line with the boys. So the lads that are going in first, hopefully there won't be any shooting, but if there's any shooting, that's when it's going to happen. So I'm going to go in with them and hope this holds up.
The surveillance team at the location have given the green light and we're on our way. I'm about to ride in their armoured truck known as the Bearcat.
Just so Gazza knows, I've got me pad, Gazza. That's what you should have had, mate. In '87.
The Bearcat's job is to destroy the gates at the front of the location. These boys' job is to storm out and put themselves in the firing line, and then to make entry into the target house.
Great, it's exciting, real exciting. You can tell the boys are buzzing, they're buzzing. Getting close now. There's a lookout there. He's on the phone. There's the Escalade and the red car up there. Showtime. We're in it. Go on, boys! Go, 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 go. They're rigging the gates up. They're going to pull the gates up. Here it goes. Here goes the gates. There it is. There's one there. There's one there. Oh, the car's going. The car's going. Look. Oh, fuck. We've got the car there. We've got this car down there. They're in. Is he the one we're looking for?
One guy here. One guy right here.
I think he's a lookout. They've secured the car. There's firing going on in here. I had a shot in there. They've got everything covered, all the windows. Shit, the adrenaline's unbelievable. Was the guy in the Escalade the target? Was he the target, or was he just a lookout? He's the target, so he was already in the car. They jumped out, they hooked up onto the main gate, reversed it out, pulled that out. He's sitting in this truck in the car. So the lookout guy that we passed must have told him. So he was in the car, but we all pulled up. Looks like he's gone to put it in reverse. He's then got out. They see him, get out, he comes running out. The SWAT guy that we was with just went over and just jumped all over him, got him, secured him down. But the car, he grabbed him out, but the car kept going. So the sergeant pulled up behind him and blocked him in and crashed straight into his car.
Now it's time to look for drugs and weapons that are allegedly here.
Hey, Vinny, the quintessential poster for every bad guy's house.
Yeah, I got that in my house. None of mine. Really nice house. You know, if he hasn't got a job, this is unbelievable. We can smell. You can smell marijuana in it. He was a target, yeah. Saw his big tattoo there that we saw in the briefing room. Mendoza, that's his name. You got more DVDs than me, bro.
Man, look for yours.
I did. There's not there.
Did you find it?
No. I thought you was my pal.
There you are, man. Now I could shake on it. Nice meeting you, man.
The cops haven't found any guns or drugs.
The only shit that I'm gonna say, I already knew everything that they were coming.
Yeah.
It's because they talk too much. Fucking, they say we're gonna go and hit this. They talk too much to their girlfriends. You see, they talk too much to their girlfriends.
Yeah.
Their girlfriends go and tell their daughter. Their daughter goes and tells me, and they talk too many shit. So that's how everybody knows.
In a small city where word gets around quickly, it's tough for the cops to keep things quiet. On this occasion, Mendoza Jr. is officially charged with resisting arrest, and he has to be released before nightfall. At the time of the filming, his case had yet to go to court. But SWAT isn't all about knocking down doors and throwing flashbang grenades. In Baltimore, the SWAT situation didn't call for an aggressive approach.
This guy's barricaded himself in up this side street. They reckon he's got a machete and a gun. He's done time in Vietnam. He's about 60 years old. And there's the armoured car there. You can just see the SWAT guys here up the side. Come here.
Hey, we want to move out of the line of sight altogether. If he has a long rifle, you want to be out of line of sight so he can't shoot you.
Can't shoot somebody, yeah.
Well, especially you, yeah.
Well, he might not have liked my films, John.
Maybe he wants an autograph.
The negotiators move in, backed up by the SWAT team.
The amazing thing is, they've just gone there now, them boys, and they're in full lock and load mode to shoot this guy. I wouldn't like to be that geezer now, I'll tell you that.
After 4 hours of negotiations and failing to persuade the suspect to leave the house, SWAT command try another method: tear gas.
We're about 60 yards away and they've put the tear gas in there. It's horrible, right, gets right in your throat, makes you sneeze. I don't know how he's still in there.
The tear gas has forced a man to give up, and the siege comes to an end. In Baltimore, I learned that SWAT isn't just all about gun-ho aggression. Negotiating is often the cop's best tactic.
He seems a tough bastard, though, doesn't he? Really? He's got cuts and bruises everywhere. They just said to him, "You all right?" He said, "Well, I'm breathing."
I've been rolling with some of America's toughest cops in 4 cities across the country. Drugs were a problem wherever I went. It felt like every time we arrested someone or we were called to a crime scene, narcotics was somehow involved. It's estimated that across the United States, an average of 68% of people arrested test positive for drugs. In New Orleans, the challenge for the police comes from those who will try anything to evade capture. I was riding with Officer John Barbetti, patrolling the streets of one of its toughest neighborhoods, when the car up ahead refused to stop.
He's running. We got a runner. We got a runner.
We're traveling at nearly 100 miles an hour, but still the suspect's car ahead is leaving us in a cloud of dust.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're chasing a car right now. He's running from the police. Just gotta watch these intersections.
It's so dusty, we can't see a lot.
Up ahead, the suspect's car turns right, so John takes an earlier route, and we see if we can head him off. As we wait for the car to emerge, the chasing unit radio, and they tell us that the wanted men have crashed and they're now on foot.
Is he running, John?
Yeah, he's on foot. He's right out here someplace. Keep an eye on behind.
Yeah.
5400 block. He's looking at 5400 block.
I scoured the houses looking for a sign of the 2 suspects.
There, across the road.
Just ahead, I spot one of them run in front of us, and he's heading into the bushes.
Is in the rear yard.
In there, huh?
Yeah, he cut across. He's on Royal. 2100, going back toward St. Claude.
Stop. Back up. Go back. Come here. Get down. Get down. Get down.
With Barbetti in the bushes chasing the suspect, someone needs to get round the side and head him off.
Yeah, he's round the back.
We need to set up a perimeter. Somebody need to call out the name. What are they wearing?
You got him back there?
Thankfully, another unit is there to tackle him down. Otherwise, I'd have notched up my first takedown.
What other way, man? What other way?
What street are we on? Hey, we right now, we're between Royal and...
Oof, that was the real stuff. John just said to me, keep an eye out behind. I look behind, I just see him run across the street behind us. When he was going so fast, any little kids, anything, you'd have just killed him
You
in
got him?
seconds. They got the one, yeah.
Yeah, we flushed it.
The one we saw coming.
I saw him. I couldn't get back to that fence fast enough. I got whaled in the face with a tree branch.
I just saw him out the corner of my eye, just running
I
across
said, that
the
was a
street.
good one. I said, I looked back and I saw you say, I look at it.
It was later revealed that the suspect and his accomplice had dumped the stash of marijuana after crashing. The suspects were lucky to escape uninjured after the chase, and it was all over a small bag of weed and a stolen car.
You make you nervous?
It's estimated that 20% of all inmates in US jails committed their offence to obtain money for drugs. I learned that they go to any lengths to prevent the police from catching them with their stash, even when the amounts are small. In Los Angeles, the street dealers have learnt another way to evade arrest when the police approach. I was on patrol with Sergeant Ron Lopez when one of the accompanying units spied something suspicious.
Not have nothing at all.
2 young gang members are selling drugs on a street corner. For these guys, the day's business is over.
Chris and Steve have come around the corner, 2 lads on the thing here, probably lookouts, bolted in here, so they've stopped running after them. This kid and this other kid were around the side here, and as they saw the cops, he's gone bosh and smashed it into his mouth, and they tried to get him down and get that out and that.
But in his desperation, the juvenile has swallowed his stash of crack.
I think they're about to call the paramedics now because he's 13 and he swallowed it. So it's now turned into a major incident now.
Yeah, he just told us he swallowed rock cocaine. He won't tell us how much though. He said he swallowed a baggie, but he's not sure how much is in there.
He's admitted that he's took it now, but he still won't tell them how much.
Normally adults can handle it, but it depends on the quantity they swallow. Can have a pretty adverse, make them pretty sick.
The cops can't take any chances, and so the boy is taken to hospital in handcuffs as his surprised father looks on.
Hey, you swallow some dope?
I take that look away as an admission of guilt.
My son ain't swallowing no dope. I don't care what you say, you can take it as admission or whatever, but I know my son ain't swallowing no fucking drugs.
His dad came out there. He said to him, you swallowed dope, and he can't even answer his dad. He just looked away, which is so sad. You know, you can see the situation we're in here, which ain't the best. He's already involved, 14 years old, you know. So, you know, he's a victim of the gangs, you know, and hopefully if he gets the stomach pump, he won't do it again. So, we'll go on anyway.
It was scary to see the lengths that these kids were going to not to be arrested. But I was also learning what a challenge it was for the cops to deal with this level of drug crime. It's seen that to prevent this problem on America's streets, the supply needed to be cut. In Laredo, Texas, the drugs are in transit to the lucrative city markets. The drugs that are smuggled across the border first go to stash house before being moved north to the marketplace. Sheriff's cop Jesse Jimenez was on the scene when one's busted in East Laredo.
We discovered some 5 kilos of cocaine. A little bit of marijuana.
The undercover workers led the cops to a big score. These drugs won't be making it to any street dealers.
That is cocaine. Each one of these squares is approximately 2.2 pounds, kilo of cocaine. Street value? Here in Laredo, it's about 15,000 a kilo, and upstate can be, or up north in other northern states can be anywhere from 30 to 45,000 a kilo. You had it on top of the pantry. Usually they've been sent out from cartels in Mexico. That is marijuana. That's marijuana. You're looking at roughly maybe 7 to 10 pounds of marijuana. That was found up in the attic. Just verifying to see if it's cocaine. I'm gonna take it back to and test those packages to see if it tests positive for narcotics. Yeah, it definitely feels good. Taking drugs off the street feels good.
The US government spends over $20 billion every year on the war against drugs. And one person is arrested for violating drug laws every 17 seconds. In Baltimore, drug-related offences are directly linked to over 2/3 of crime in the city. When I was on patrol, I spotted something kicking off.
Oh, fine. Yeah.
Call 911.
Just sit tight for me, fellas. Right there.
I just saw this guy grab him and just smash him.
Yes. What's going on?
I'm the father. He's got a warrant on him in Baltimore County for breaking into my business. Today, he decided to break in my house, and he stole my truck, a $50,000 truck.
You have anything on you that I should know about?
You got a name?
Oh man, if you do, we're gonna find it anyway, so it won't make it even hard.
Why are you taking your dad's truck?
I have a heroin addiction.
He's jacked out of his head. They're saying that he's wanted in another county.
In Essex, I heard that.
And here, actually, what the guys are saying is he hasn't actually done anything here to arrest him for.
He stole from my house today. I understand it's in Hartford County, though. There's no way you can detain him.
It seems to me that what this kid needs is help, but his dad is intent on getting him locked up. I want to know why he feels that jail is the only way to sort his son out.
You know, jail's no good for him. He's got all them things. He's gonna, he's gonna die.
I know it, man. It's my kid. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to have to put him in jail. But you know what? At least I know where he is and he's safe.
Got a chance.
He's got a chance in jail. He don't have a chance.
I tried telling him before.
So, I mean, he's a good-hearted kid, but you know what? The drugs are killing him. And it's such a shame.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? It's out of control down there. It's off the hook in Baltimore. You picked the right place to come find the violence.
With no grounds to hold the young man, the police encourage his father to take control of the situation.
They're going to release you to me. I'm putting you in Bill's truck and you ain't getting out because we're locking you in the back.
I'm sick of living like this.
Okay, I understand you're sick of living like this, but every time I try to get you help, you don't want it.
The father now says he simply wants to take his son to the nearest hospital, hopefully to give him some treatment for his addiction. His son says he'll be happy to do that, and that's where we are now.
Hopefully he'll go and get him some treatment. That would be a big plus.
I've been on a journey across America, rolling with the cops who tackle crime in 4 of America's toughest cities. Out on SWAT duty, I experience the adrenaline that these boys taste every time they go on a raid. But I also learned how difficult it is dealing with the crimes caused by drugs. But it wasn't difficult to pin the blame for most of the crime on the gangsters who control the trade. And in South Central LA, the gangs are notorious. LA is home to 2 of the most infamous gangs in the world, the Bloods and the Crips. And their main business is the drug trade. The Bloods and the Crips are the city's black gangs. Added into the mix are the numerous Hispanic gangs. In the last 25 years, more than 10,000 gang members have been killed. The highest concentration of gang activity in the city is in the notorious 77th district, and that's where I'm headed. I'm going to be riding with Sergeant Ron Lopez deep into the heart of the 77th District gangland. Some gang members who are on parole have been spotted drinking at a house party and they're breaking the conditions of their release.
We know there's gang members in the party that are on probation and parole. They're not supposed to be hanging out together.
It might not sound dangerous, but it's a potential tinderbox situation that could escalate into something far bigger.
The other reason for breaking up gang parties is that it allows rival gangs to have a good target.
A few blocks away, the cops plan their raid on the gathering.
On the southwest corner, there's a lookout out there. He's dressed in black, the black cap on. So we've been seeing him up and down the street all night, just driving around. So
we're gonna jam everybody up and put them all against the east side of the building.
They're not taking any chances.
All right, saddle up.
Every actor should have one of these.
If everybody's still there pertaining to the information we got during the little briefing right now, should be a pretty good hit.
A lot of drinking, a lot of booze, a lot of drugs, possible guns.
All of the above are very likely in a situation like this. What our guys will be paying specific attention for is that one or two guys that try to make a break for it on the back side of the group. The potential to be very dangerous.
The boys seem quite keyed up for it. They like all this, do they?
They affectionately refer to it as smashing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go smash a party.
As we get closer, we kill the lights.
You go ahead and kill the light.
And then hit the gas.
Hurry up and get some rope right there. Everybody up. Go, hit the fence on your head. Let's go.
The party goers are lined up as the cops search the location for drugs and guns. But they find nothing, and the gang members they were looking for seem to have slipped off into the night.
They had surveillance that there was a few gang members there that they wanted to round up, but they think maybe the boys they were after slipped out. So it's a bit of after Lord Mayor's show a little bit. So we'll move on anyway.
For the cops, controlling crowds is an important skill, but sometimes people don't want to play ball, and when that happens, they need to be subdued. In Baltimore, Detective Donnie Moses and Officer Dave White got a call to help out some colleagues who were in a difficult situation.
Guy inside the house, tearing the house up, wrecking the house, and he has a knife with him.
The officers are on their way to a domestic disturbance where a young man is threatening his parents. Statewide this year alone, there have been 42 fatal shootings within family homes.
Stay on my hip, on my hip.
The young man is in the kitchen and still arguing, when without warning,
bring him down to his face, on his stomach, on his stomach. Stop. On his stomach, on his stomach. No. Stop.
the cops can't calm him down, so they decide to use an alternative measure.
Back up. Stop him, pal.
Hit him. All right, you gotta
Turn over.
They use a taser to stun the suspect. It shoots 2 hooked wires into the man's flesh, sending a 50,000-volt charge through his body. It will take the suspect several minutes to recover. Although it looks like rough justice, using a taser has brought the problem under control and allows the officers to secure the young man safely.
All right, 35, we have the individual in custody. No officers injured.
Young man apparently was giving his family members a problem. When we tried to gain control of him, tried to talk him out of his rage, it didn't appear to work. Ultimately, we had to tase him. Less than lethal use of force. Once we tased him, we handcuffed him, it's over.
The ambulance came and checked the individual out to make sure that he didn't have any life-threatening injuries. Then from there, right now, we're going to transport him to probably the local hospital. They have to take the prongs that were discharged from the taser. They have to take that out of his back and check his vitals. And then from there, he's going to be sent over to our centralized booking. That's where we process all prisoners. He's going to be charged with assault on police officers.
According to the makers, 170,000 suspects are tasered across the US every year. As a non-lethal response and an alternative to the gun, it's a no-brainer for the cops. Armed with a taser, they are less likely to have to use lethal force. But in New Orleans, they faced a lot of people who were in possession of firearms, and it felt much more dangerous. For my last night in the city, I was riding with Officer Dave Duplantier.
All right, turn it right on. Yeah, turn it right on, baby.
As we drive through the city, Dave receives an urgent call, and the lights go on.
Talk to me, where you at?
What was that, bro?
They got a guy running on foot that bolted on him.
They got a little 75.
The worst call a cop can get is to hear a fellow officer is down or struggling with a suspect, because he knows to get away, he will use any means.
Right now they got a fight going on.
With some officers?
Yeah, they got some officers involved. You good? Everybody good?
When we arrive, the area's flooded with cops to patrol the situation, and 3 suspects have been apprehended. I'm told that as the officers went to apprehend the suspects, a gun was pulled, and after a brief struggle, it was thrown into a nearby alleyway. The number of units is justified as this street corner is at the center of a gang war. The suspects arrested are thought to be gang members, armed and ready to protect their turf. After checking the rear of the property, Dave makes an alarming discovery.
Right, female, date of birth.
Poor man's version of a Benelli, huh?
The gang had hidden a laser-sighted semi-automatic machine gun in the back garden. A sign that beefs or gang wars in this city are the real deal. In New Orleans, because many lawful citizens are permitted to carry and own guns, they are often taken in robberies. In the US, it's estimated that nearly 500,000 are stolen every year. With 3 suspects in custody and 2 weapons recovered, including a machine gun, the night's work would seem a success.
I'm not in no beef. You violated me bad, man. You got me bad.
But the challenge of dealing with so many young people with guns is troubling.
Nobody. Calm down. All right. Look around. Look at everybody right now in these cars and in handcuffs. Look at their faces. They're kids. They're children. And you see the hardware that they're carrying out there. The rifles, the guns.
That's the frightening thing, yeah. They got that. Yeah, they pull the trigger. They don't know the consequences of what they're doing.
They don't. These people out there, they're killing each other like crazy, you know. That's the world we live in, you know. That's just how it is right now. It's sad.
It's estimated that up to 50% of teenagers drop out of high school across the state, and many turn to crime to get by.
They look so innocent when you arrest them, don't they?
The only thing you can tell them is death or jail. And guess what? They don't care about either one. Jail is almost like graduating from college for kids out here. It's a pin on their shirt. So they don't care about that. They just go do their time, learn in jail, and come back out and keep doing it.
As we leave yet another scene where teenagers have been arrested and weapons recovered, I'm left thinking that the job of Dave and all the cops in New Orleans is one I couldn't deal with day to day.
Just like in one night, let alone, 1 week, the amount of guns that the lads are getting and the amount of guns they have to deal with and that threat, I just find phenomenal.
The gun situation is out of control. It really is. This is just a city where young, old, everybody's carrying a gun. It's almost like the Wild Wild West.
It was heart-wrenching to see so many young kids feeling the need to go around with such firepower. In each city I went to, I saw how young the criminals involved in the crime business were, and I couldn't help feeling that at such a young age that they were also victims. But I also met some that didn't deserve my sympathy. Having rolled with some of America's toughest cops, I've discovered how difficult their job really is. But I also spoke to some of the suspects and criminals who had either been arrested or jailed.
You know you shouldn't be having a gun at 16, though.
Here I learned that sometimes the innocent faces hid a much darker side.
I mean, a lot of the armed robberies and stuff like that, and even nowadays the murders, the perpetrators are getting younger and younger.
In Laredo, I went to the top security county jail, which was full to the brim with gang members who had been involved in the cross-border smuggling trade. Commander Juan Hernandez is in charge of this jail. He's going to introduce me to the prisoners. But first, I want to know what I'm up against.
What are the dangers then?
The danger to you may be that that they're in jail for murder and things like that, and you know, putting a feather in their cap by you know, striking a known person may be something that they won't think twice about. You okay?
Yeah.
Let's go out there.
He's scary enough, I don't like the others.
The commander's told me that the man I'm going to meet has committed murder for the cartels.
How you doing? How long have you got to do?
Right now?
Yeah.
How much time am I gonna do? 55 here.
55?
55.
I'm not going to ask why. Man.
Yeah, they gave me 55 here and 50 running for her.
How long have you done?
Right now, since November 2007.
2007, 2 years.
Yeah, going 2 years.
Do they mean anything, your tattoos?
So what tattoos?
Yeah.
Only this one.
What does this one mean?
Gang, the Texas Syndicate.
That's your gang?
Yeah.
Are you everybody in that? Is everybody in the same gang?
No, it's not just friends.
Just friends?
Yeah, they gotta put the same people in the same tank.
Oh, they have to?
Yeah.
Oh, because you know you'd be...
No, we don't be, we're pissed and everything, but they just for their own reasons, people. So they separate everybody.
Yeah. Well, wish you all the best, man.
All right.
And the Mexican mafia are probably the toughest, but the pistoleros, they're the gun boys. They're actually the gun runners. But we were just talking in there, and he said the meanest of the mean, the baddest of the bad of this big area are in here, under his watchful eye.
Coming face to face with a cartel member in jail was nerve-wracking. This unassuming criminal is a convicted murderer responsible for overseeing the flood of drugs and guns into the United States. A business that is estimated to earn the Mexican cartels $25 billion a year. In Los Angeles, I got to meet the gang members at the other end of the drug distribution chain. And here they looked much more intimidating.
What's that shit?
It's not too difficult for the cops to spot gang members, as they are easily identifiable from their tattoos. Although some are in the most unusual places.
Aaron just got put on, so he's tattooed his eyelids. That's brand new. When'd you get that done?
I can't tell you.
Well, this week.
It's like 6, 7.
What does that mean?
Neighborhood crib.
How many times have you been shot?
I don't even know. I lost count. But it's bullet holes every fucking where. Look at the telephone. Look at cars. But it's cool though. I don't even want them to find them if I get killed. I don't care.
Is it a dangerous place to live?
Hell yeah, it's the most dangerous place on earth.
If you truly want to disconnect, you can. You can go get your gang tattoos removed, or you can get them covered up, and you can change your lifestyle if you choose to do it. But as long as you're in the neighborhood and you're still dressing and wearing the colors and flying your tattoos, then you're not out of the game no matter what you say.
But when your face is covered with them, that's easier said than done. I've come to a project called Homeboys, which for many of these gang members is a way out from life on the streets. The project gives gang members the opportunity to rehabilitate themselves, which includes a free tattoo removal service.
These people just come in, what, anybody off the street can just walk in?
Anyone off the street can come in. If your tattoos are gang related and they're like on your face, the front of your neck or your head, you know, you're obviously a walking target. So we try to get you in as soon as we can. Even if you were to stop by today, we'll try to get you in today.
I'll have to get around to it one day.
Yeah, think about it.
Today, gang member Ishmael De Santiago is in the chair. The ink is lasered out of his skin in a process which has been described as like having hot fat hitting your face.
Stay in there, bro.
It's okay. That's all right. The body can only take so much sometimes.
The laser sends short pulses of light into the top layers of the skin. The energy breaks the ink into small pieces, which are later naturally removed by the body's immune system. Tattoos are painful going on. It's even worse taking them off.
Go on, bro. What you're doing, man, is a massive thing. I really applaud you, honestly, big time. What is this? What is the gang?
London.
Is that a big organisation?
It's all right, you know.
Will they say to you, what are you doing?
They'll probably get disappointed, you know, but...
You just got to say, I'm moving on.
I'm moving on. The only time I see them is when I come to prison, but that's something I don't...
You done with prison now?
I just got out like 3 weeks ago, so...
Good for you, man. Wish you all the best, man.
Thank you.
All right, so go next door, they'll bandage you up. Then they give you some
Thank
aftercare.
you very much. Bye. Thank you, Thank you, doctor.
To take tats off your face is, I mean, the pain is ridiculous, you know, and I just, you know, commend them for that. And that is the loveliest thing, what I've been getting from here today, is they're starting, it's the start of my new life. You know, they're starting again, so it's fantastic.
It's been an eye-opening 4 weeks for me on the road with the cops in Laredo, Baltimore, New Orleans and LA. I've seen them putting their lives on the line for the good of the people they serve. I've discovered that the criminals are often young kids with not much to lose who are caught in the drug trade. It's been an emotional ride for me, one that I couldn't deal with day to day, but one that comes naturally to America's toughest cops.